And greetings. We are back. We are back with a new release from Horizon Hobby and ParkZone. Actually, this one is an old release. I've been flying this Wildcat for a number of years. It's been a while, but hey, ParkZone and Horizon Hobbies is they've heeded the call, they've responded, and they are bringing back the Wildcat. So Park Flyers, rejoice. This is a fantastic plane. Let's talk about it real quick, okay? The Wildcat is about, they're advertising it as the Wildcat 1.0 meter, 1 meter. She's actually just a little bit below that at about 975 millimeters, about 38-inch wingspan. Flying weight, she comes in at about 25 ounces. Very, very light. Very peppy on a 480 960 kV motor, so it has a 480 size motor. Runs on a 1300 to a 2200. This is about what the new one's going to look like. I saw one at the AMA West convention in Ontario, California. You're going to have an AR636A. The wings are held on by 2 screws. There's a very good spar that runs in the wings, which helps maintain the dihedral. There's SV80 servos. There's 4 of them. 1 for elevator, 1 for rudder, 1 per aileron. So this is what the inside is going to look like. The battery simply slides in the front. There's a pocket. There will be a front pocket right by the motor bulkhead. In fact, it's all part of essentially the same bulkhead. The battery simply slides in. I run 1500 milliamp hour batteries. I think that's a good compromise between the 1300 and the 2200 that is called for. On the battery hatch, just so you guys know what's going on, guys and gals, the battery hatch has a very intricate strap system that I remove, and I just simply put a golf tee there. See that? And so the golf tee, as you can see, just butts up against the battery, and the battery isn't going anywhere. Okay? The landing gear is shown in the retracted position. Again, this plane has many flights. The tail wheel is plastic. There's a plastic skid on the belly. Okay, and normally I will hold the plane just aft. You can see my grubby fingerprints just aft of the wheels when I launch. Okay, it's a very easy plane to fly. She has some wingtip washout. I've got her bound to my DX6. Right, chill. And we're going to get this thing in the air. So let's stop prattling and let's put the Wildcat in the air so y'all can see just how well this little park flyer flies. And we're back with Butch. See Butch O'Hare in there? The Calico Mountains, he's flying in the desert. And we're going to go ahead and toss the Wildcat in the air and show you how she flies. Okay, for those who are a bit pensive about a hand launch, I understand. Okay, it can be daunting if you don't do it regularly, but I'm going to show you just how easy it is. We have a slight breeze coming in from the west. It can't be any more than 2 to 3 to 4 miles per hour, if that. It's a gentle breeze. I'm going to throttle up to about 60% throttle, and I'm going to launch the plane essentially straight out. Okay. I know a lot of people are nervous about hand launching because, well, gosh, I don't have both hands on the control. And that's okay, all right? We'll talk about that. Let's get the plane in the air and we'll talk about that. 60% throttle, toss her straight out. She's flying basically by herself, and I went ahead and just gently went back on the controls. Let me bring the plane around. I'm trying to keep her out of the sun here. I don't want to, you know, I just don't want to have it in the sun for you. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and bring the plane in. I'm going to show that again. Okay, now a landing is really no different than setting up an approach. Good approaches equals good landings. Bring off the throttle, and there you go. Okay, as you can see, it's pretty easy. And we're back. Okay, we have the Wildcat in a launch configuration. That is, we have the battery flight configuration. We're going to go ahead and launch her. This is where I hold mine. I prop her up in the skid plate with my pinky. I hope you can see that. I hold it about right at the CG or a little bit behind. Throttle up to about 60%. 60% throttle, launch straight out. Here we go. There you go. That's it. Pretty uneventful. Now look, I understand how some folks may be a bit nervous about hand launch, okay? Because, you know, their hands aren't on the sticks at the same time. I got it. But this plane is such a gentle flying plane that there's really nothing to be worried about. Scale maneuvers are very easily performed with the Wildcat. And you can see she's pretty respectful on a 480 960 kV motor. Vertical is very decent. Her reverse half Cubans are very well mannered, and her downwind is pretty good, as you can see. I like flying here at the middle school because I can do those boom and zooms right by me. Let's show a loop. Okay, pretty good size loop, as you can see. I mean, really, right? So this plane is just a hoot to fly. It really, really is. Again, I understand if you're a bit pensive about the hand launch. You know, maybe have a friend help you the first couple times, okay? Till you get used to how this plane handles. Let's show a nice aileron roll. Okay, and we're going to slow it down because I can get this thing rolling real slow, real scale-like, and it's just a blast. So, anyways, we're talking about a 480 960 kV motor. I'm running a 1500 milliamp 45C battery in there. Got plenty of performance out of that battery. Plenty of performance out of this power system. It's a stock 9.6 propeller, and she's moving along really good. I upgraded my Wildcat, this Wildcat actually, quite a while ago with a 30 amp ESC. There's a nice slow aileron roll. Isn't that cool? I mean, isn't that cool? Very scale warbird-like, okay? Very scale-like. So anyway, fly it like you stole it, man. Wildcat pilots rejoice. She's back. I mean, how often does a company bring a plane back? You know what I'm saying? That's pretty unheard of. This is flying on an AR 610? Either a 610 or a 600. Anyways, I'm flying on a 6-channel AR, and I'll tell you, the new one comes on a 6-channel 636A, which has AS3X. So I can't imagine what this plane's going to be like with AS3X. I'll bet you it's going to be wonderful because the Wildcat does get buffeted just a little bit in the wind, only because of its design. This was an early World War II design. It was a compromise between. It was a really, I don't want to say a compromise. It was one of the first monoplane fighters by the U.S. Navy. The first being the Brewster Buffalo, and they were both developed at the same time. In fact, they were competitors. Okay. But I digress. So I put a 30 amp ESC in my Wildcat. I was running a 9575 prop. Hey, we're going to land real quick, and we're going to talk some more about the plane. Landing. Okay, line the plane up into the wind. It's a belly lander. Line the plane up into the wind. Slowly chop the throttle. Slowly chop the throttle until you come to landing. You know what? We're going to go around. So don't panic. Just throttle up. Roll the throttle on. Don't firewall it. Okay, that's where you get into trouble. And we're going to set up another approach. I was coming in a little hot. So we're 60% throttle. We're coming down to 50. Okay, we're at about 40 right now. We're going to go wings level. We're going to roll down to 30. There you go. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's coming in. I wanted to set her down like a feather, so I gave her a little bit of throttle, brought her back up, and set her down. Okay, here we go. So I was running a 30 amp ESC and a 9575 prop for a number of years, and a year ago, I don't know. Anyways, I went back to the stock 9.6 propeller. That propeller provides really good thrust. It's a big spoon paddle size propeller. It does really well in this model, I think. You get really good flight times out of it. On a 1500, you're going to be getting regularly 7 minutes. The 1300, probably 5 to 7, depending upon how hard you're on it. When I'm doing my scale warbird maneuvers, I'm pretty much on it. Okay, I'm 100% throttle. There's no playing around. Okay, but when I'm just cruising around, I'm usually about 60% throttle. This plane will cruise all day long at 60. The scale aileron rolls you were watching were probably about 80% throttle. I'm not using that much throttle for my scale fighter rolls. Okay, I'm not doing it. But I was running the 9575 prop and went back to the 9.6. I had the 30 amp ESC in the model. I went back to an 18 amp. You did what? Oh no, wait a minute. You know what? This one might have the 30 amp ESC in it. My other Wildcat that I fly has the 18 amp. I have a few of these things, okay? And please, if you have any questions about the Wildcat, please ask. Because I think I can answer most of the questions, okay? I've had these things for a number of years, pretty well known throughout RC groups. I just love the plane. I really do. It's so fun to fly, and it's the quintessential park flyer. It really is. It's a hand launched, it's a 4-channel out of the box, rudder, elevator, aileron, throttle, 4-channel out of the box. It's a good looking plane, good scale lines, and it flies excellent, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead and get her up in the air and do another flight, but I want to cover the ESC again real quick. The new Wildcat will come with the AR636A with safe and AS3X receiver on board, so you can bind it to your DX6 and above transmitter, which is right here, right here. See, ParkZone F4F Wildcat. and it comes with a 30 amp ESC out of the box. So really, they've got the plane now for, I think it's $149 bind and fly. $149, which is insane. With AS3X, with safe, with a 30 amp ESC, I mean, it's nuts, okay? Again, this is a well-weathered, well-loved Wildcat. It's just some hanger rash on her, but she's still soldiering on. And to be honest, I can't even tell you how many years I've been flying this one. Maybe, I don't know, 4 to 5 years I think on this one. So anyways, yeah, she's been in continuous service now for a number of years and doing great. So we're going to keep this one short. I'm going to put another battery in her and we're going to throw her up in the air again. And we're going to get some more flights in this plane because it's a beautiful flying day. And that's what it's all about. This is the joy of RC flight. Hey, welcome back, Wildcat. Check it out, guys and gals. This plane has a following all across the world. And we'll talk more about that in future videos. So, in any event, thanks for coming out to the field with me today. Blue skies, happy landings, welcome back Wildcat. This plane's solid 2 thumbs up. Cheers.